Hi, in this video we're going to be showing you how to assemble this dresser. Before we get started, here's a few things to keep in mind. Make sure you have a Phillips head screwdriver and a hammer. Another person can be helpful. Be sure to set aside enough time for assembly and just make sure all the pieces are facing the right way as you're putting it together and you'll do great. We're going to focus on the trickier parts and go quickly through the easier steps. So make sure you pause the video and complete all the steps as we go. With that in mind, let's get into it. In steps 1 and 2, we'll be putting dowels into pieces 6 and 9. Okay, we're good to move on. In step 3, we'll be putting dowels into pieces 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 12, and 15. Okay, and we're good to move on. In step 4, we'll put cam bolts into pieces 1 and 10. Okay, and we're good to move on. In step 5, we'll be putting pieces 6 into pieces 2 and 3. Okay, and we're good to move on. In step 6, we'll be putting together pieces 2, 3, and 5. We'll start by putting the dowels of piece 5 into one of the sides. Just make sure that these holes are facing towards the opposite side of where these cam lock holes are. Then we can put in our screw. All right, and once we have one side fully attached, then we can lay this down on its side. And then we'll stand up our other side, making sure that it lines up the same way with the cam lock holes on the same sides. And we'll line this up with our dowels. All right, and once we have everything attached, then we can move on to step 7, and we'll put piece 4 on the bottom. We'll stand this up so that this notch is facing inwards, and that's so that it lines up with the ones along the top here. We'll line this up with our dowels. Okay, and then we're good to put in our screws. All right, once we're done with that, then we'll turn the piece to our side and we can attach the legs. So we'll take pieces 7, and then we'll line up our dowels with the holes. All right, and then we're good to put in our screws. Okay, and we're good to move on. In step 9, we'll be attaching piece 1 onto the top. So we'll stand this up and line up all of our cam bolts, making sure that this notch lines up along the back side. Okay, and then we're good to put in all of our cam locks. All right, once we have that on, then we can move on to step 10, and we'll be putting dowels into each of our wood sliders. And we'll just want to make sure to put these on the front hole, the same side that has these bars on it, and not the back side over here. All right, and once we have those all in, then we're good to move on. In step 11, we'll be attaching the back panels. And with this, just make sure that you have this flat side facing up and that your sticker is in the top corner of your piece. All right, and then we're good to put in our nails. Okay, we're good to move on. In steps 12 through 14, we'll be putting together our drawers. We've already done the first 4, but we'll show you how to do the last one. We'll start by taking pieces 9 and 10. And we'll want to put our dowels into the holes on the front side of piece 10. And then we'll lay that down. And we can put 4 screws in the back. All right, next we'll take our 2 side pieces. You want to make sure that you put these so the cam lock holes are facing outwards, and so this groove lines up along the inside. So it should look like this, and then we're good to put in our cam locks. Next, we'll slide in our bottom panel along these grooves. And then we can put on our back piece, once again lining up this groove with the panel. And then we can put in our screws. All right, and once our drawer is all put together, then we're good to move on to step 15. So we'll just line up our drawer with our sliders on each side. And then we'll put in 2 dowels on the inside. And that will just keep our drawer from coming back out. And then we're all done. We hope this video was helpful for you in assembling your new dresser. For more guides, tips, and tricks, head on over to walkeredison.com.